Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I am going to be sharing what I have just bought from Tesco's to feed my family this week. It is the first week of the school holidays, so I have got loads of food in because sometimes I'll make the kids pack lunches to take to school, but other times they'll have school dinners there, so I won't always have to make them a lunch every single day. But while they're off school, obviously they'll be eating breakfast, lunch and dinner at home, plus they'll be having snacks too. Bless you, that's Jamie. I have spent £150 on my Tesco shop this week, but two of the items I bought were kind of like high priced items, which you'll see in a minute. I am going to be sharing 7 evening meals with you all. I will group all the ingredients together and then I will sort of tell you what is needed for each meal and how briefly to cook it too. I really hope you enjoy this video. I would love for you to subscribe if you're seeing me for the first time. But with all that said, let's get straight on into this video and what we will be having this week. Okay, so firstly I thought I would start off with our lunch area, but I'm going to show you our breakfast area just after this because I feel like now the kids are on holidays, our lunch and our breakfast kind of get mangled a little bit together, and some people have things for breakfast that they might have for lunch, and they might have things for lunch that they would have for breakfast. So I've got some baked crisps, I've got tuna, I've got rice cakes, I've got loads of ham, cheese, wraps with tomato puree, I've got smoked salmon and Philadelphia cheese. I'm just going to quickly insert here the bread that I've got. We get through so much bread in this household, like so much bread, so I have to buy quite a lot and then I freeze some. I'll keep like one of these out and one lot of bagels out, and then I'll freeze this lot and then I can just get them out whenever I need to. We get our milk and everything delivered by Milk and More, but now that we're renting our house, we haven't had them delivered recently, so we always run out. So I always just try and buy it in bulk now so that we don't ever run out and we don't always have to just do a mad dash to the shop. So with that bread that I have got, I can make loads and loads of things. We can have some like smoked salmon and cream cheese bagels. We can have tuna sandwiches, or I could do like toasted tuna melts with tuna, mayo, and then some cheese. I can do ham and cheese wraps, salmon wraps, loads and loads of different options. I've got lots of peanut butter left over, so we can have rice cakes with peanut butter. But these could also, a few of them could go into breakfast. So with the bagels I've just shown you, we could have like the smoked salmon and cream cheese bagels for breakfast. Oh, and also I forgot to say that with the wraps, I like to make like wrap pizzas. So I'll do tomato puree, some cheese and some ham, and then I can either just grill them under the grill or I can fold them over and make them almost like a quesadilla. So I've shown you this lot. I'm now going to show you like our breakfast stuff, but like I said, they're really transferable and nothing really here is our breakfast or our lunch because it's a bit of both. So this here is our breakfast section. So I've got some, this is Tesco's own like Weetabix. I've got oat milk, normal milk. This is actually what sort of bumped our price up as well. These were £10. I also bought some toilet papers, which I will just show you right now. So these are the toilet rolls that I have got. As you can see, I've got a massive pack because again, I just bulk buy so it's a lot cheaper. So these were like £9.50 or something like that. So yeah, which is what makes the shop a little bit more expensive, but it does mean I only need to buy this like once every 3 weeks or so. Between the two of those, because the toilet paper was 10, this was 10, that's what bumped our price up quite a lot. I have got some pate, some plum tomatoes and some avocado. So like I said, the bread, the lunch stuff, and this is all really transferable. We can do like avocado on toast. The kids really like to have Weetabix with milk. We can have pate on toast, and also we love to have a thing we like to call gardener's breakfast because Mum and Dad live in Spain, and every morning they feed their gardeners, and they always do like a real typical Spanish breakfast. I think it's Spanish anyway, where they blitz up some tomatoes and then they have that on bread with some olive oil and salt and pepper. So the kids really love that as a breakfast. So we'll do that as well. But then also, like I said, loads of things I showed you for the lunch would also be used maybe for the breakfast too. This is my fruit section. So Jamie loves dried mangoes so much. So I've got 2 packs of dried mangoes and then 2 fresh mangoes as well. I have got some kiwis, 2 packs of bananas, and then I forgot to put these down. I also got some frozen fruit, because what we love to do in the mornings is make a smoothie with some frozen fruit, banana, some oat milk and some water, and then we just blitz that up and it makes a really, really yummy smoothie. It's like the favourite way for the kids to start their day. And then I did put 4 cucumbers here, because if you guys know my kids, you'll know how much they love a cucumber. They think this is like the best snack ever. So I buy loads so that they can have it in their lunch boxes, but obviously they're not going to school at the moment, so that they can just have it as snacks. And yeah, any of this stuff they can just help themselves to any time. And like I said as well, it's also a breakfast for them too. Right, so to begin with, I just wanted to show you my onion and my garlic, because I'm going to use these in loads of meals. So I just wanted to, instead of putting them with every meal, I just thought I'd show you that I have those to begin with before I get on with the rest of my meals. So this is going to become a creamy lamb pasta dish. So what I have got here is I've got 250 gram portions of lamb mince. I did order a 500 one, but they substituted with 2 of these instead, so that's why I've got those. I've got some rigatoni pasta, some creme fraiche, tomato puree, and then I have got some frozen spinach here too. I love buying frozen spinach because it just never goes off. Sometimes when I buy fresh spinach, it sort of sits in the fridge because I don't use the whole lot in one meal, and then it just wilts away and it's not very nice. So I always buy the frozen spinach. So basically for this meal, it's so super simple. I will also add an onion and some garlic in here as well, which I have shown you in the miscellaneous items that I have bought. So I'll just dice up an onion and garlic, and then to make my sauce, I will just add a couple of tablespoons of tomato puree along with some creme fraiche to the sauce too. I will also add in about 300 mils of lamb stock and then some frozen spinach too. I'll let that all simmer away until my spinach is nicely defrosted. While that's simmering away, I will be cooking up my pasta, and then when I serve it, I'll just serve my pasta, then the creamy sauce on top, and then you can always finish it off with some cheddar cheese, or if you'd prefer, you could serve this with some parmesan as well. So we are trying to eat less meat in our household, so I'd probably say we have like 3 or 4 meat meals a week and then 3 or 4 veggie meals. So you can add meat to this if you want to, but this is going to become a kind of like aubergine and lentil. These obviously I didn't get today. I just wanted to show you that they're going in this meal. There's going to be an aubergine and lentil curry. So what I have got here is some lentils. I've got some yogurt, some tomato passata, some curry powder. Instead of rice, I'm going to be using this bulgur wheat and quinoa mix. I've got an aubergine, and then again I've got my frozen spinach. So what I will start off by doing, I'll also use an onion. So I will firstly just dice up my aubergine. I'll put some curry powder on the top of it, and I'll just bake that in the oven a little bit. I find that if I do that, it just really softens down the aubergine. So when you add it into the curry, it's not as kind of like tough skinned. While that's cooking, I will then just dice up my onion and fry that off a little bit, and then I'll start making up my curried sauce. So I'll add some veggie stock in here as well, about 300 mils of veggie stock, some more curry powder, my passata, and I'll also add a little bit of yogurt to that too. I will rinse out my lentils really, really well until the water runs clear, and then I will add that into this meal too, along with about 4 cubes of my frozen spinach. I'll just let everything simmer away for about 20 minutes or so, or until my lentils are cooked through. While that's cooking away, I'll be cooking my bulgur wheat up. Because this has lentils in it, you don't actually have to serve it with any side of rice or quinoa. But my kids do get hungry if they don't have some like rice or something on the side. So I'll just cook up some of this bulgur wheat and quinoa mix, and then I will get my aubergine out of the oven, mix it through my lentils, and then I will just serve up. So I'll just serve some bulgur wheat on the bottom, my curry over the top, and I'll put a nice little dollop of some yogurt on the top too. You can add some coriander to this if you want to, but it's totally delicious. So this is going to be a little stir fry. So what I have got is some pak choy, I've got some mini chicken breast fillets, I've got some vermicelli noodles. You can use any noodles with this meal. You can use the thicker ones if you'd prefer, but we really like these little thin ones. I've got some peanuts, a lime, 2 peppers, and then I've got sweet chili sauce and some soy sauce. So what I'm just going to start off by doing is cutting my chicken fillets up into little strips, along with my peppers too. I will then just fry my chicken off first of all until it's nicely browned, and I'll also then add in my peppers and just brown that off. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm also going to add in some ginger, but I've actually already got that, which is why it's not here. So I will add in my grated ginger in here too. I think ginger adds so much flavour to a stir fry. So while my chicken and my peppers are cooking through, I will then just boil up some water and cook through my rice noodles. They literally take a couple of moments. And then I will also be slicing up my pak choy. I don't like to keep them in long leaves because I feel like they're quite then long to eat. And I do find they're quite hard to sort of like cut in half with your teeth. So I just like to slice them in half and then slice them in half the other way again. I'll then add those into my chicken mix, and I will also add in my vermicelli noodles once those are cooked. In a separate bowl, what I'm going to do is I'm going to boil up some water, and I'm going to add a veggie stock to my boiled water, probably about 150 mils. I'm then going to add 3 tablespoons of the sweet chili sauce and 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, along with the whole juice of this lime too. I'll mix that all together with some salt and pepper, and then that is my stir fry sauce. So once all these ingredients are nicely combined together, I will just pour in my stir fry sauce, and then I will just crumble some crushed peanuts over the top. Right, so because it's summer, I always think it's nice to have a really easy meal and something that doesn't take too much effort to create. So this meal is going to be cooked on the barbecue. Well, I mean, the sausages are anyway, and then we're just literally going to have hot dogs and salad. So I've got some carrots, some lettuce, some peppers and some baby tomatoes. And then Chris will just cook these on the barbecue. Once they're ready, we'll pop them into one of these finger rolls. I had to get 2 packets because we're going to have more than one each. And obviously there are only 2 remaining if we each have one. So I got 2 packets. So we can have 2 hot dogs each, some ketchup and some salad on the side. Right, so this is going to become a kind of Mexican beef meal. So what I have got is 500 grams of beef mince. I've got this Mexican spice little kind of sachet. I've got some potatoes, chopped tomatoes, 1 pepper, a lime, some beef stock and avocado. This meal I'm going to show you here is actually a HelloFresh meal. So we had this last week and it was so good. So I wanted to recreate it at home. So the other things it's saying I need is some garlic, which I've already got. And I've also got some cheese already too. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop my potatoes into cubes, and I'm going to put them into the oven for about half an hour so they can just bake off. While those are baking and getting soft, I will be making up my beef mince. So to my beef mince, I'll add some garlic, the Mexican spice. I'll also add a stock cube with about 200 mils of water. I'll dice up my pepper quite finely. I'll add in my chopped tomatoes, and then I'll just let that all simmer away with some salt and pepper for quite a while so all the flavors can diffuse. On the side, I'll make a little guacamole, so I'll just like squash up an avocado with some lime juice in it. Once my mince has been cooked through and my potatoes are soft, I'll take them out of the oven and I'll put my mince into an oven-proof dish with my potatoes on top of it, some grated cheese as well, and I'll put it back into the oven for a further 10 to 15 minutes until the cheese has melted and gone really nice and kind of crispy on the top. And then it's just ready to serve. I'll serve this with some of my homemade guacamole on the side, and hopefully it should look like this. Right, this is going to become a veggie soup. So I will be adding in some tomatoes, some carrots, peppers, and also some tomato passata, and I'll basically be adding in any veggies that haven't been used up by the end of the week. What I like to do is I just like to chuck them all into a pot. I've actually also got a butternut squash that I'll use for this as well. That's left over from last week. So I'm just going to chuck everything into a pot, and I'll just let it simmer away for a long time with about 600 mils of veggie stock too. Once it's all simmered away and everything's nice and soft, I'll just blitz it down with my handheld blitzer, and then it makes the perfect veggie soup. So you can serve this with some bread on the side, or it can be like just put in the fridge and then used for lunches. I have also got this massive bag of pasta. I always buy in bulk because it works out so much cheaper. So what I like to do when I make up my veggie soup, it's almost like a pasta sauce in itself. So I actually, when it's in the fridge, I keep that and then it can become one of our evening meals too. So I'll just cook up my pasta and then I will just use the veggie soup as my pasta sauce, and then I'll just mix that through together, and then I will just top it with some nice grated cheese on top. This is one of the kids' favourite dinners. And I love it because it's packed full of veggies and they don't even know it. Not that my kids are really fussy with veggies, but just, you know, if I was to leave the veggies whole, I know Jamie especially would not be impressed. I forgot to tell you, for the soup, I would also add in an onion and some garlic in there too for added flavour. So yeah, this is 2 meals in one. After I showed you what I put in my soup, I then found this in my shopping, and this is what I add in there as well. These are so lovely and sweet, so I literally just add the whole jar into my soup. I do drain it first, and it just adds a real nice sweetness to it, which also makes your pasta sauce really nice and sweet too. So this will become a nice chorizo omelette. So as you can see, there's quite a few ingredients that are going to go into here, which means it's going to be very, very filling. We normally, we'll have the boys will normally have a 2-egg omelette, and then Chris and I do like to have like a 3-egg omelette. So it is very, very filling. So we've obviously got some eggs here. I've got chorizo, tomato, pepper, and cheese. So I'll just slice up my chorizo nice and finely. In this ring, I'd probably say this would do, I don't know, like 6 omelettes, because you don't want to have loads and loads of chorizo. So I would do like maybe that much per person or so. Yeah, like that. So I'll just cut up some chorizo nice and finely and fry that off until it gets nice and crispy. I will then halve my tomatoes and also slice up my pepper into little cubes, and I'll put that in with my chorizo and fry that off as well. Once those have fried off for a few minutes, I will crack my eggs into another bowl, give them a whisk up, add a little dash of milk in there as well and some salt and pepper, and I'll then pour those into my pan and just let that cook through. I'll also grate some cheese on top, as well as some salt and pepper for a bit more flavour. And then after a few minutes, your omelette's done. This is really, really simple. If they want a little bit of bread with it, they can from the bread that I showed you before. But like I said, this is really filling, and just this by itself is enough for a dinner. So that's it. That's everything I have bought for this week's food shopping. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.